right, Coach, you're on the right side of a one-run game on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it was big. I mean, I think for growth, I mean, we got to be in tough games. I mean, I think you gotta build some of that toughness. You got to kind of put yourself in that situation. So obviously, probably one of the few bad things from the weekend against Siena was we just didn't have any close games. We just played really, really well, and things went our way. So a couple things didn't go our way last night, and just put us in a close game, which I thought was awesome. I mean, that's part of the excitement of competing, but I feel like, for us, we needed to be in those situations. A lot of those arms, relievers hadn't pitched in any close games, especially some of those young guys. So getting them in games where, hey, like, one run matters here, makes it a little bit more difficult. Amped up, up the intensity a little bit and the focus that they needed. So I thought it was good. We needed it, and obviously it's good to be on the positive side of the win in the one run game. So getting that experience and getting the win, double win for us.
Chase's performance, you got a good outing from him on a
midweek
weekend.
He did a great job. I thought he came out and was awesome. Obviously pitched an inning on Sunday, so we had to limit him a little bit. Didn't want to get him hurt or anything like that. So we kind of hit his pitch count, but he did a great job. I thought he threw strikes. The slider was really working, and he gave us a chance. And got us off on the right foot and really set the tone for the rest of the pitching staff. So, but he was good. I'm proud of him. We need those midweek starts. But again, we also kept and limited him a little bit. That way, he's able to pitch this weekend and help us out of the bullpen if we need it.
Good night for your pitching staff, and talk about Ben's performance in the ninth. A little tense there, yeah, but he worked out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. He obviously did a lot last year, but to see him and Saxton, those two guys who kind of are our two back end guys, and obviously the lineup dictated. We kind of thought Will would be our closer, but the lineup dictated. They had a bunch of lefties there in late in the seventh and early in the eighth inning that just made more sense to put Will in to face those guys in the top of the order, and then Ben comes in and obviously got a little crazy there. The leadoff walk, and then. We get the guy down 0-2 trying to bunt. He ends up getting a base hit, so first and second, no outs. They sack bunt him over. He got a chance to win the game on a base hit and to get a huge strikeout looking and then strikeout swinging against their two best hitters. That was big time. I mean, we need that in the back end. We again, putting them in those pressure situations is a lot different than what they had to pitch in this weekend. And so hopefully a good building block for both those guys to continue to grow in those roles. But you need to have those guys at the end of the game that can come in, and when the game is on the line and there's a hit away from losing, that they can compose themselves and go out and execute pitches. And both those guys did a great job in the end.
36 runs against Siena. You got to scrape to get 3 at North Florida. What about the quality at bats on Tuesday?
Obviously Jeffrey Pena had an unbelievable day. He gets the triple to lead off the game on the first pitch, then a home run his next at bat, and then another at bat. Pablo gets the leadoff double and he moves him over, which that's situational baseball at its best. So Jeffrey did a great job, and we just got we had some opportunities. Runner at third base with nobody out, 1 out. I think we were 0 for 4 with scoring a run. I mean, just got to put the ball in play on the ground, and we just didn't do a good enough job of that. And look, we talk a lot about being dynamic offensively, that you have to be able to win different ways, and you have to be able to win in different situations and in different circumstances and conditions. So you can't be a home run hitting team. If the wind howls in, and then that neutralizes it. You can't be a team that goes out and just steals bases or bunts, because they might play that defense and they might have a catcher that can shut you down and a pitching staff that's quick to the plate. So you have to be able to win in different ways. So this weekend we won by just banging the ball around the ballpark. And last night we had to win by doing some of the little things. We get a stolen base, a wild pitch, those kind of things. But we still, I think we had too many fly balls. They got a big ballpark. And so, again, we got to learn to continue to, we didn't have any base hit bunt attempts. That's something we got to talk about. And just try to win different ways, and don't just think. I think last weekend we just thought we were going to come out and bang the ball around the ballpark again, and we got to find different ways to win. We did, but I thought we left some runs on the board, didn't do a good enough job of situational hitting and putting more pressure on them, just finding ways to use our speed and things like that, because the ball was not carrying out like maybe it was over the weekend. And so, but again, we found a way, and that's the most important thing.
A one-run win on the road do for the confidence of your team?
I mean, I think it's huge. I think anytime you can win on the road, it's big. But anytime you can win a close game, especially like the way we did, where literally we were one pitch away from losing. A guy gets a base hit with a runner at second. That's the winning run. So I think it just puts us, the more and more you can get in those situations, the more comfortable you get in those situations. So as much as we try to visualize it, as much as we try to put it in practice, it's not the same, exactly the same as when you actually get it in a real game. So to actually be in that real game situation and get that experience, we can build on that now. Guys that have been through it, Cy Cox has now pitched in a close game, Will Saxton, Ben Vespi in those two roles. So I think that just building off of that and the experience of actually going through it and being successful at it will just make us more confident when we get into those situations later on, whether that be this weekend or next, or whatever the case is. The next time we get in a close game, we have one real live experience under our belt that we can build off of.
At Georgia Southern, what do you expect from them this weekend?
Yeah, they've been a traditionally really good team. They've been a difficult team. They can really bang the ball. I don't know much about the park. I got to assume that it. And they put up a ton of home runs last year, so I'm assuming that the ball probably flies. I know they got a big wall in right field, so it's probably a short porch. Obviously they got off to a rough start at Tennessee, but obviously Tennessee's ranked, really, really high, and I'm sure that was a rowdy place to play at. But then they bounced back and beat Georgia Tech last night. So, I expect it to be a really difficult challenge for us. We went on the road last year and played a team in their league and really struggled. So we got to, again, learn from last night being on the road and playing well. But we got to go out this weekend and be ready to go. It's not going to be it's going to be a difficult challenge, I think, playing on the road and playing against a really, really difficult team. They're home opener, so they're going to be excited to be at home and play in front of their fans. So it'll be good. But that's why we play on the road. That's why we play in these types of atmospheres. It'll be a good precursor to the rest of the season for us. So I'm excited to play those guys, and it'll be a good challenge for our guys, and let's see how we step up.
Just to your starting three, and if not, what are you expecting from them? What do you want to see them do maybe differently than they did against Siena?
Yeah, no, it'll be the same rotation this weekend. Obviously David, I thought pitched really, really well. Just got to stay away from the middle of the plate, keep working on the edges. I think a couple times the game just stayed in the middle of the plate too much. And again, I think especially this club and this park, you can't make mistakes like that, or they're gonna make you pay. So I think you just continue to live on edges, and which he did for a majority of the game. But just got to be every pitch matters, and we got to be able to execute it. Obviously, Connor, I think just getting through that first start was big for him. Hopefully, he settles down now, but obviously, just got to have better command. Had elite stuff. Just the command was just a little bit off. The off-speed stuff just wasn't there. Like it had in practice. So just need him to, work on that this week. And I know his bullpen was much better. So just continue to get back to what he was at practice. And again, I think just the first start, the jitters, all that kind of stuff, being amped up the first game, I think that probably had something to do with it. So just be able to settle into himself, trust his stuff, trust his ability, trust executing pitches, and he'll be fine. And then Hunter pitched extremely well. So Hunter just got to continue to extend him more pitches, and but he was really, really good. Same thing, just a couple pitches that left over that they made some good contact with. So just understanding that the mistakes are going to be punished this weekend, and we got to make sure we stay away from being able to throw pitches in the middle of the plate. Just stay on the corners and do your job. But those three guys pitched awesome this weekend. I expect nothing else from this weekend.
It's early, but 4-0 is still 4-0, and you'd rather be in that position, and maybe makes you feel a little bit more like 2020 again?
Yeah, a little bit. Every year is different, but obviously getting off to a good start, just gaining the confidence and building off of that, I think is huge. Obviously, the schedule really upticks as we continue to move. This will be a challenging weekend, and it gets harder and harder and harder. So, but definitely, you start to build that confidence. Winning can be contagious, and so you just want to continue to build off of it. So we also got to understand that those wins don't get carried over. So we got to make sure we have good days of practice and get after it in the weight room and do all those things that are going to allow us to try to get better. And And we still gotta worry about us. We gotta worry about trying to improve every single day. We talk a lot about not riding the roller coaster, which we felt like we did a lot last year, but incrementally getting better every single day. It doesn't mean you win every game, but as a team, we got to keep moving forward. The only way you can do that is working hard, but making every game important. We have the big mantra that today is the most important day of our season, whether that's an off day, a practice day, or a game day. We got to go at it understanding how important this day is to the end game and where we want to be. And so we got to keep up with that mantra and understand how important today's day is, tomorrow's practice, and then each game, and come out there and again keep proving how good we think we are. Nobody's again giving us anything in terms of a championship or a regional appearance, bid and all that kind of stuff. And none of that's won in the first 4 games. And so we got to go out every day and prove to everybody that we believe that we're that type of team and that type of program, and make sure that we let everybody know, how good we are. We got to do that every single day. So I expect the guys to come out and do that this week.